drive time with George Billionaire on my way to work, and I just thought I'd come through and speak to so many people out there. And as we go on in life, there's so many expectations in life, and sometimes you may not meet them. Sometimes there's so many things that are going to happen that are going to deter you from being and becoming what you're supposed to be. But I believe so much in making sure that in order for you to win in life, it begins with a mindset. You got to have the right mindset. You got to be around the right people. You got to make sure that you talk to yourself like what you know you should and ultimately become. So big shout out to everybody. Make sure for all those who are just coming on, you follow me, you go and subscribe on YouTube, on Instagram, LinkedIn, on all various platforms as George Billionaire for some amazing content. So I have an amazing story about how I came up from where I used to be to where I am today. And I can guarantee you that will definitely provoke, inspire, and equip you to becoming a better version of yourself. I only believe I've only become the person that I am today because of certain things that I exposed myself to. So I was exposed to a lot of great people who mentored me coming up, and those people helped me to change my mindset. And I believe that mindset is everything. Absolutely, mindset is everything. And if you have the right mindset, you can ultimately be anything you want to be. And associating with the right people also leads to you becoming a better version of yourself. So today, as we get on, I want to speak about a specific thing that I know holds people back a lot. Now, most people are held back by a thing called fear. Now, fear, abbreviated as false evidence appearing real. So many people are scared of trying. Just the fact of actually trying to do something, it holds so many people back. People are scared of the opinions of other people. People are scared about what if it fails? What if it doesn't go right? People are scared because they say, I don't have the capital. I'm too young. Nobody else in my family has done it. I'm the first to go down this path, less traveled. But I can guarantee you this, that there's so many people out there who have reached their potentials because all they did was try. They just tried. And ultimately, they kept on trying. Some of them fell down and they got back up. Some of them fell down a couple of times, but kept believing that all things are possible to he who believes. And they kept trying and trying and trying. And guess what? Sooner than later, ultimately, they then struck gold and made it. Now, this is the same thing with me. This is the same thing with all those people who you know who've made it. Trust you me, you only become what you're hungry for if you're only willing to put in the work, effort to get to that destination. I tell you, when I started my journey, so many people said it's not going to work. You're too young. You're not qualified for it. Look, there's so many people who are doing it. Family told me we had dreams about you, and what you want to do is not going to work. Nobody else has ever done this. So people's opinions alongside your own fear are gonna ruin the potential that God put in you for you to become great. I'll say that again. People's opinions. Now, some of you listen to people a lot. Some of you listen to your friends. And some of your friends haven't done what you want to do, but you listen to them. But you have to make a conscious, deliberate decision to say, you know what? I want to become great. I want to become different. I want to be uniquely me. I'm not going to care what people say. I'm going to be unapologetically me. And to those, I love Steve Jobs' quote. Here's to the crazy ones. Go and read that quote. It's amazing how it tells you in this life that we live, it's not the ordinary people who make it. It's the ones who are crazy enough to believe that they can, that actually do. If you look at Michael Jordan, he never made it in high school basketball, but he became the greatest player of all time. And we all know Michael Jordan. He doesn't need an introduction. But I can tell you when he began, so many people told him, no, go to school. Same with Kobe, same with Tiger Woods, same with Serena Williams, same with everybody, Michael Jackson, Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce. So many people told them that they can't. But that self-belief of believing in yourself and believing that, wait a minute, I can do this. This is what led people to become ultimately what they are today. So the opinions of people should never define you. Never. Don't let anybody tell you you can or you can't. Don't let the fear in you tell you that, hey, you can't do this. No. You gotta believe in yourself and you gotta keep on keeping on. Because in this life, only to those who dare to believe are the ones who make it. Only those who dare to believe are the ones who ultimately make it. I dared to believe way before anybody else believed in me. And guess what? I am where I am today. Same thing is it with you. As you go on your life, believe. You're gonna fall down, I can guarantee you, many times. You're gonna fall down. People are gonna say so much. You know, they're people's opinions who are gonna try and get in the way of what you want to do and achieve. But the most important person, hear me correctly and hear me clearly, the most important person in anything that you want to do is you. Don't care what people say. You just have to believe more than anything else that, all things are going to work right. And if all things are going to work right, and if you see yourself as a winner, I always tell people that success is an inside job. You have to believe that you're a success before it actually happens. You have to see yourself winning. You have to believe that I'm going to be that one in my family. I'm going to be that one who's going to change the status quo. I'm going to be the one that's going to be remembered for many generations for having gone the journey less traveled, work hard at it, and actually achieve a result that nobody else in my family in many 10 generations down has ever done. And it all begins with a mindset and a self-belief and going a road less traveled. Some of you, you're only doing things because your father, your mother told you, your mother, your father paid for university, your spouse paid for your university for you, whatever it is. But that's not the journey that you want to do. Sometimes in life, I think one of the most dangerous things that people think what they studied at school is what they should become. I can tell you what I studied at school has nothing to do with what I'm doing today. What many people studied in school is not what they're doing today. But it's about finding yourself. It's about seeing a problem and creating a solution for it. It's about looking at your strengths as an individual. There's no way, even though you did math, physics, chemistry, biology, law, engineering, all this, and then you find a love in entertainment, a love in air conditioning, a love in something. This is what will differentiate you. I found a love with air conditioning, which is why I started Pro Air Conditioning. And this is what has led me to being where I am many years later. This is something that I studied. No. I saw an opportunity and I seized the opportunity and I believed that it will work. I put in a lot of work. People laughed at me when I was distributing flyers in the robots. People laughed at me when they saw me doing, the extras. So many people thought I was going to fail. But that's people for you. People are in this world are so concerned how other people are going to make it, and they forget about their own lives. I believe in focusing on you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just focus. The key thing in life is to focus. You got to be able to focus on what you want to achieve. And what you want to achieve is the most important thing that you have. You have to be able to focus. Focus, focus, focus. I can guarantee you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because in this life we all have different journeys. We all have a different path of how we're going to end up in life. But most of your time should be spent on focusing on you, on what you want to do, on what you want to achieve. And I can guarantee if you focus on that, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be somebody that people are going to talk about in a couple of years to come. And I honestly don't believe in microwave solutions to success. Get rich quick schemes, put this money down and it will be multiplied. And I don't believe in that. That's me. I believe in old school tradition. Plant a seed, and that seed will grow. And when it begins to grow, at first it grows downwards before you start to see anything on the ground, up above the ground. So downwards is that internal work where you're working, nobody's seeing what you're doing. Yeah, you're focusing on your craft, on your grind. You're getting the name known, you're getting the brand known, you're getting people to believe in you. You're doing the groundwork. That's the most important thing. But when the things above the ground start to show, that's a manifestation that your dream and your vision is actually materializing. So it's important that you realize that. It's important that you begin to see that we gotta understand that good things take time, but great things take even longer. So we're not in any competition with anybody. We have to get rid of our fear. We have to understand that we're in it for the long haul. We're trying to create something that will live long after we are gone. But the greatest thing that we ever did in our life was to start. And once you start, trust you me, you wish you would have started earlier. You wish you would have done the most a lot earlier. Because now, look at what you've done. Look at what you've achieved. Look at what you've amassed. So it's important wherever you get rid of the fear. George Billionaire is telling you that there's a lot in you that's untapped behind the door of your greatest fears. I used to have fear myself, but then I decided to go through that door of fear, and it has now led me to where I am today. So behind your greatest doors of fear lie your greatest treasures. Trust you me, I'm one who has experienced this. Trust you me, I'm one who's seen the other side. And I can tell you this side is far better than where I used to be. Because where I used to be was governed by people. Where I used to be was limited. I never had enough. I was never full. I never got what I personally wanted. But where I am now, because I broke through the door of fear, which is the number one greatest hindrance that limit people from becoming what they're supposed to be. Kuchka, fear. People fear the unknown. People don't want to break the door of fear because they think, hey, what if I fail? My question to you is, what if you succeed? What if that idea, that business you're just starting is what's going to transform the world? I can only imagine if Steve Jobs, if Bill Gates, if Aliko Dangote, if Strive Masiwa, if Philip Mataranyika, if Philip Chinyangwa, if Zodwa Mkandla, if Ken Sharp, if George Billionaire, and we can't wait for your name, hadn't created and invented the businesses that they run, where would the world be today? Where would the world utmostly be today? And this is the question that I have for you. We don't want you to die with your inventions, with your creations. We want you to be people who live their life to the max. Michael Jackson lived a life full of purpose. Mother Teresa lived a life of purpose. So many people. Bob Marley lived a life of purpose. I could go on. So many mighty men and women of God lived a life of purpose. But what about you? What have you done? Miles Monroe, he lived a life full of purpose. I want to be a billionaire. And I can tell you that everybody who is alive today is able to live a life full of purpose if they decide to take a step into the door of their fears, and they can actually become a whole lot more bigger, better than they could ever think or imagine. I wanna be a billionaire. I don't know about you, but I believe this is a word for you, because it's important people get to realize this, and people get to see that all things, right? I believe that all things that are great happen to those who believe. And it's important that we begin to believe. Hey guys, have an awesome, amazing day. I believe in you. Big shout out to everybody who came on, and then we see what it does. God bless. Have a great day.